Hey folks, what's here? Welcome back to another Poem Maps video, and tonight we got the 3 Sing Kanto Trios banners dropping. So as usual, let's go over the units, talk about the unit a bit, and talk about the banners as well. So Sing Blue dropping tonight at 11 p.m. PST, whichever that is in your time zone. I just had the reset, as usual, like all banners. Actually, not all banners, because Sing Leaf is dropping 3 hours later than that, and Sing Red is dropping 3 hours later than Sing Leaf. For some reason, they're doing this. My guess is probably, to manage server load, or else it's kind of weird, right? So, yeah, that's when the banners are dropping. I will also drop my videos for Sing Leaf and Sing Red 3 hours apart as well. Not specifically because their banners are also 3 hours apart. It's just that's my upload schedule. So anyways, let's get into this. So Sing Blue, after the initial react, I see a lot of people, once they posted the stats and moveset and all that stuff, Synchrid of Sing Blue, I see a lot of people calling him bad. He is not bad. What are you guys talking about? Like, sure, he is, maybe some folks had different expectations. Maybe you could say he's disappointing. You could say his Synchrid's not that great, because the Synchrid's really bad. But, this unit as a whole, it's a good unit. It's a very, very good unit. It does have some deficiencies, right? Some places where it's not as adequate as unit, but it's still overall a very, very solid unit. So, yeah, let's go over it. First of all, it is a water support, weak to electric, and the stats, when you look at the stats, it's absolute poggery across the board with the stats, right? So at level 125, which is now the new level cap, right, you got 684 HP, 166 attack, 298 defense, 190 special attack, 298 special defense, and 166 speed. Obviously, the big downside in the stats over here is speed and both attacks, right? Attack and special attack. Obviously, you don't have any physical attack moves, so this doesn't matter. However, the special attack is definitely disappointing for those who are wishing to use Hydro. I still think you could use Hydro Cannon. It's just not that great. Again, the special attack stats not. It's pretty bad. Just being blunt, right? However, its defensive stats are insanely good. So 684 HP is very, very good. It is still under 700, but it's solid, right? Very high, and because usually when you have very high numbers on the HP, your defenses aren't generally as great, except for Blastoise. You have really high HP and insanely high, defense and special defense, right? I think after you Mega, you have the second highest defense in the game, and I think the highest special defense in the game. Not 100% sure about that. Let me just fact check myself real quick over here, because after you Mega these defensive stats, I don't want to say skyrocket, but increase by quite a bit as well, right? Yeah, it should be the highest special defense in the game. So moving on to its kit. The kit is not extremely exciting, that's for sure, but it's like the kit, again, it's fine, but it's not anything special. Mainly what I do think where Blastoise shines is its raw stats and its passives. It has some pretty solid passives, but the moveset could definitely be better. Moveset, you got Water Pulse, X Defense All, to the top, which is its trainer move, move gauge acceleration, and +1 crit. I've already went on a whole rant about why I do not like this trainer move at all, but the gist of it is move gauge acceleration only lasts for a few turns. It's very good, it's very fast, but again, only lasts for a few turns, and is only good if you're running a very, very slow team. If you're running a team that has some decent speed, giving plus speed is just straight up better, right? And plus speed lasts for the whole turn. Well, unless the opponent hazes you for some reason, which they really don't do too often. There are sometimes minus speed moves, like a bulldoze or something, occasionally. But again, those obviously aren't a huge deal in comparison, right? Because generally speed does not run out, and move gauge regen does. And also move gauge regen isn't as effective as speed when we're dealing with a higher speed team. But Blastoise himself is pretty slow, so I guess it fits there. And the other thing, which is the more annoying thing for me personally, is that it only gives you +1 crit, and the combination of giving +1 crit or only +1 crit and giving a continuous buff that lasts for a certain amount of time is that you can't use it twice in a row. If you use two of the to the top, in a row to get that +2 crit, right? That a lot of strikers do need. You're basically wasting your move gauge regen, or move gauge acceleration, which is pretty annoying in my opinion. So it's just really hard to use Blastoise as a crit support. Like, you would probably want to bring like another crit support to help if your striker does not have crit, or use your striker's own buffs instead of Blastoise's, just because it's not that great to use it like that, right? Hydro Cannon, 178 power, 90% accuracy. Water special, 4 gauges, single target. Again, I really wish they would have at least give him like Ethan levels of special attack or something, right? Or like 250 maybe, but no, they didn't. They gave him like 190 special attack, which makes your Hydro Cannon not hit too hard at all. Moving on, the sync move called Triumphant Hydro Cannon becomes Mega Blastoise in the line battle. The more the user's defense has been raised, the greater power of this move. 160 base power, that's pretty standard for Megas, right? Very low base power. And then the more defense has been raised, the greater the power of this move. So this could actually, get up to a decent amount, right? As for Mega Blastoise, stats are just insanity, right? Nothing else changes except for defense and special defense. Defense, you get 357. Special defense is 357 as well, which, as you could tell, is insanely high. Defense should be, I think, the second highest in the game. After Mega's. Oh my God, Mega Steelix's defense. I don't, sometimes it still catches me by surprise on how much defense Mega Steelix has. But hey, really, really good here, and obviously top there with special defense as well. Would have been nice. It got a bit more speed, but oh well. It's again not a huge deal, I guess. It's not good, but what can you do about it? As for the passives, you got Force Field 4, which is 50% chance of raising special defense of your whole team when you use a move. Team Shout 9 raises the attack or special attack, or both, of the all allied sync pairs when the user is hit by an attack move. And Safety Net, which makes all allied sync pairs be able to endure the next hit when a sync move is used for the first time. So Force Field 4 I like a lot. Team Shout 9 is okay. It's just that Team Shout 9, I don't like. A lot of people are saying, oh yeah, that means you don't have to use any move gauge or not move gauge, MP for any of your your striker buffs. Not really. This is very unreliable, and it only activates when you're attacking. So when you start the battle, you generally would want to either throw in a buff with your trainer move or X defense all, right? So I'm pretty sure it doesn't trigger on those, so that's slightly not that great, I guess. Maybe on the trainer move, not sure about X defense all, right? But anyways, regardless, you would, because of the uncertainty here in terms of if it's going to be attack or a special attack, you generally just want to play it safe and just use your other support buffs instead. And but what I do like for this is in this situation where the opponent actually debuffs your team's attacks or special attacks, you could fill it up, right? You could pick up that with the passive, because, or else it's like way too slow. Like if you're just solely relying on this guy's passive, right? So you have a 66% chance of getting the right stat every time you use it, right? So every other turn you could get +1. So that means in a sync move cycle on average you would get +2 on your stat, right? Which obviously is quite far from +6. You would need 3 sync move cycles on average to get max whatever special or attack or special attack, and by that time the battle's probably over. or maybe not over, because you won't be doing that much damage, so it might take a bit longer. But anyways, again, it's fine passive. It's just I don't think it's as good as people say it is. Safety net. Endurance is great. Endurance really is great. I do think endurance is slightly overlooked by people. Again, the slight downside of sync moves still ignore your endurance. So like if they sync you and they take you out, like they don't care about no endurance, you're still gonna get taken out, right? But overall, really really great passes. I love Force Field 4. It's fantastic. Going over to the guy's sync grid. This guy's sync grid is terrible. Which brings us to a point, right? In terms of how you want to spend your gems on these banners, right? Because again, we got 5 Pokefairs up at the same time, and there's like another Select Scout that has Sabrina in it. That's coming a few days later as well. So, most of these units, Leaf, Cynthia, right? Leaf and Cynthia, you definitely want to get to 3 out of 5, right? So that means if you're trying to summon on all of these, and you don't have to summon on all of these. Generally, in my opinion, like obviously there are some units that are probably more worth it than others, but like the game really isn't extremely hard. If you get some solid units, you could beat almost anything. I mean, so far, before the champion, stadium launches, folks have been able to beat every single stage in this game or event with completely free-to-play units, including the latest Legendary Arena as well, right? So, again, I don't think power is like a huge deal in this game. Just pull for your favorite sync pair, please. Just if you like blue, go for blue. If you're a Lance stan, just go for Lance, right? But again, when we're talking about in terms of how to like spend your gems optimally, if you don't really care about these units that much as their characters, and you just want to get the stronger ones, right? It is pretty sufficient to just get 1 out of 5 blue, because like 1 out of 5 blue has like most of the good stuff in it. You got Natural Remedy, Quick Cure. Honestly, that's, and also Water Pulse, Move Get Refresh, and X defense all MP refresh. Like these are like the main things that you want on Blastoise's grid. Again, none of these are really fancy. None of these are flashy, right? And they're not insanely powerful. But that's basically all you need, honestly, right? 2 out of 5, sure, you get to the top MP refresh, which is nice to have. This is pointless, but yeah, Smart Cookie is also not. I mean, unless you just really want to run Hydro Cannon with blue, which I really want. But it's not going to be really useful. Racing Rain would be nice, but there just aren't that many great rain setters in the game at the moment, right? And then 3 out of 5, you do get Endurance, which is cool. But then again, your passive does give you Endurance, so like, is it really that big of a deal? 3 out of 5 has like one of the worst passives in the game. For 15 energy, you could get a passive that ensures the next attack of all allied syncers will be a critical hit when the Pokemon enters the battle for the first time. Completely worthless, right? You'd have Impervious, which is nice. And you have Refreshing Rain, right? That's like the other thing. Everything else is basically pointless. This is pointless, right? This is pointless. These are pointless, right? A lot of these are kind of pointless. So like 1 out of 5 blue is sufficient. So if you really do want to spend on the guy and also kind of want to get Leaf, want to get things with Cynthia, want to get Lance, want to get, I mean, it's going to be hard to get all of these, let's be real. Right? But, and you really, really want blue as well. You could just get 1 copy of blue and just save your gems for Leaf, honestly, right? Again, if you get 3 out of 5, I'm not saying 3 out of 5 is worse than 1 out of 5, because that would be not true, because again, you do get Impervious, which is cool to have, Refreshing Rain, if we ever get, some good rain unit in the future, right? Which would be nice. But everything else is kind of pointless on this guy's grid. So, yeah, in terms of the banner itself, it is a Pokefair, so, like, all Pokefairs are generally nice to pull on, because you do have an extra 3% on other 5 stars that are not the focus unit, right? Not the featured unit. So it means everyone else other than Six of Blue will have increased rates on the banner. So like that's always nice to pull on. But again, like I mentioned before, we got 5 different Pokefair that are up at the same time, so I don't really think that factor is a huge deal. Just honestly, like, number one is just how much do you like this character, right? How much you like Blue, how much you like Blastoise, how much you like his Sygna, how much you like his 6-star EX outfit, right? Oh, speaking of 6-star EX outfit, he has probably the best 6-star EX skill, which again needs a lot of investment. You do need 20 out of 20, so like if you don't have 20 out, don't have that many potential tickets, might be tough, right? But his sync move gives double the sync move boost for the first time you use your sync move in a battle, which is insanely powerful in my opinion, right? That's just an extra 50% across the board for your whole team in terms of damage, which is very, very powerful. But yeah, that's also something to talk about. But in general, in terms of these banners, I would say Singsu Blue is a really good one to pull for. I would personally put Singsu Leaf in front of him. And depending on like your units and status, right? Maybe you could go for Singsu Red or Singsu Cynthia before Singsu Blue, right? And by that I do mean, how many Ethans you have, right? How good or how confident are you with your dragon type sync pairs, dragon type strikers, right? If you don't have any problem in the dragon type striker department, or if you have 3 out of 5 Ethan, then sure, you don't have to go pull for Singsu Red or Singsu Cynthia or not Singsu, I almost said Singsu Lance, a regular Lance, right? Then you could just get Leaf and then get Blue, right? I do think, however, pulling for the unit for the first time is more valuable than pulling for extra dupes, because you get an extra unit, and also what are those called again? Move candies are a thing, right? So if we ever get a 5-star, support or tech move candy in the future, you could use those instead, right? So yeah, that's basically generally my thoughts on pulling on the blue banner, right? Again, I do kind of want to dispel the notion that this unit is bad. This unit is not bad. It's a very, very good unit. It's unfortunate. I don't think it's like, that good as people would have expected. Folks had a lot of high expectations for this unit. Unfortunately, I don't think it really met those expectations as, the reaction from the community is. But that does not make him a bad unit. He's still a very, very good unit, right? So anyways, that's me. For those who know me, guys, enjoy. Let me know guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video. Subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. One more thing. Tonight, when the banner drops, I will not be summoning live. I will be posting a summon video later with a surprise guest on the channel. So stay tuned for that, folks. That should be pretty fun. So anyways, again, good luck on your summons, folks, and I'll see you guys later tonight.